Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's Monday, December 17th. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. The grains were mostly negative across the board. Only bright spot was nearby soybeans, up a half a penny today. Corn was down about 6 1/4. Wheat in Kansas City and Chicago both off about 5 to 8 cents there. You know, Logan, we saw an early pop into the session in the overnight as it opened up. Why don't you take us through what we saw today in today's trade?
Yeah, Brock, well, we did have soybeans up about 13 cents at one point on that January contract. And actually, if we take a look here at a 5-minute chart of that January contract, you can see that on the open on Sunday night, we opened up quite a bit. We actually kind of traded a range there, about 15.05 for most of the evening. And then at the open of the pit session today, we actually saw quite a bit of selling pressure. Kind of tried to take another run here at $15 a bushel and then sold off quite sharply there at the end. You know, I guess not in magnitude, it wasn't huge, but certainly the sellers were motivated coming into the closing bell there. You know, I don't think this is the last time we're going to see this $15 level be an important price level to watch this week. You know, I think fundamentally right now, the soybean market remains much stronger than corn. I wouldn't be surprised if we're able to make it through 15 here in the coming sessions. You know, one thing though, Brock, I know you and I were talking that did kind of limit the upside potential of beans today was that export inspection report.
Yeah, you know, we did see export inspections miss the mark for soybeans. Right. Corn was a little bit better than expected. But if you take a look at the charts we've been following all marketing year long, this is the corn chart. You can see the green line is what we need to be seeing given seasonalities to meet the current USDA projections. We did fall short again this week on corn, the red bar here. But you know, for the season, we're actually quite a bit behind. We're about 73 million bushels behind pace to meet current USDA projections. We fell another 7 million bushels just this week alone. You know, soybeans, we've been strong all year long, even though we did miss by a little bit this week. If you take a look at the chart here, you can see that we have been strong for much of the season so far. Yep. We're about 180 million bushels ahead of pace to meet current USDA projections, but we did fall about 4 million bushels on that pace today. And you know, in the overnight session, I think that was driven early on by a sale to unknown destinations, 151,000 metric tons going to an unknown destination in the overnight.
Right. You know, Brock, keeping in mind these models, looking toward the January WASDE report, in the December report, the USDA didn't modify any of the demand side factors except for that crush number for beans. I mean, given the pace of export sales of soybeans in particular, are we going to see revisions out of that January report?
You know, I was kind of surprised that they neglected to make any revisions in the December report. Corn, like I said, we're far behind pace. Right. I would have to imagine they have to make some sort of revisions there in the January report. And for soybeans as well, we're quite a bit ahead of pace there. You know, I would think that we'd have an upward revision on the export demand in the January report as well.
You know, one thing coming down the pipe here that is going to continue to affect that is export sales and ethanol production moving forward. This week on Wednesday, we'll be getting the EIA ethanol production numbers. Thursday, we'll be getting export sales. We'll report on both of those here on GrainTV. You know, Brock, one thing that people should keep in mind here throughout the remainder of the week is that we are expecting some good precipitation to hit pretty wide swath of the Corn Belt here later this week. This is Thursday into Friday here, you know, and certainly corn and soybean markets will be paying attention to rainfall in Iowa, Illinois, that kind of area. But in particular, that Kansas City wheat crop should be getting a little bit of a drink here. We know that that crop is off to an exceptionally poor start right now. We've talked about it though, you know, there is still time for this crop to come back, but we're going to need to see rain events like this continue here throughout the winter to really help rejuvenate that subsoil moisture. So we'll keep you posted on that here on GrainTV. But you know, in general, I think that wraps up our show here for Monday afternoon on GrainTV. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at the office, 877-472-4607, or visit us online at www.grainhedge.com. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.